I'm going to show you how to set up the easiest type of landing page. We call this a squeeze page, and it's just a different type of funnel. It's a funnel in which you get somebody's information, their name, their email, and their phone number in exchange for something of value. That could be a newsletter, it could be a waiting list. In a later video, I'm going to show you how to tie this into a CRM like Go High Level so that you can automatically start sending sequences of emails or whatever free value offered to your clients after they sign up. But in this case, I'm just going to do it super simple so that you can do it within 5 minutes. And we're going to use AI to do it so that you can see how easy this can be. It's very easy to make modifications to it as well. And then you can build on top of it, which is super cool. So let's get right into it. You can use ChatGPT or you can use Claude. In this case, I'm going to use Claude just because it tends to be smarter when it comes to human psychology and it just creates a better prompt. The next thing we're going to need is Lovable. This is an AI interface builder. It'll help us build our funnel. It can help you build anything you want, even a website. I have to share with you, I spent $5,000 having a website built for me professionally. And of course, I got into that project before I discovered Lovable. And I now realize that I could have built my own website in around 20 minutes for under $100 very easily. We're going to need your brand colors. You're going to have to fill out a questionnaire. Generally, I would use a much more advanced questionnaire, something that would take almost 30 to 40 minutes to fill out, and that's going to give you a perfect prompt, and it's just going to build a beast of a landing page. But in this case, I'm going to keep it super simple. I'll include the complex questionnaire in the school community, so you can use that to really fill it out and get all of your information about your ICP and your offer super crunchy, and that's going to build you a much better output. The questionnaire is going to feed the AI everything that you want to tell it so that it knows your company, it knows your missions, it knows your ideal customer profile. It can build the perfect sequence of pages for you on AI without making any mistake and knowing exactly what it is that you do and who you sell to. Now, the next thing we're going to add to this is Typeform. You can use the free version. If you're more advanced, you should use GHL. GHL is a CRM. It's the one that I'm using now. It just integrates a lot of tools, so it keeps your expenses down. So this is how the sequence is going to work. We're going to take the questionnaire that is completed into Lovable. And Lovable is then going to produce squeeze page that's going to collect name, phone number, email, and we're going to integrate Typeform. To keep this short in this video, I'm not going to go through my really long questionnaire that would build the perfect prompt. What I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to ask Claude to give me a mini prompt that I can use in Lovable right away. So here it is, and I'll speed this up. I want you to build me a squeeze page for an exchange of value. Give me a mini questionnaire about my company and ICP, and I will provide the details so can build me the perfect Lovable prompt. Claude just tends to do better with human psychology. So here we go. Here's the checklist. What are we offering? So we're going to be offering, in this case, something that's super low effort, maybe a free guide, the problem that people are having. Here it's asking us what the main pain point that our ideal customer profile is experiencing right now. So I'm going to do a build out for somebody that I know that helps people win government contracts. They bid on government contracts and lose. They spend time and money and effort bidding on things that are not winnable instead of focusing on the right RFPs. So give it this. What is the stage? So this is at a growth stage. It's getting the positioning down. I'm going to give you the brand colors. So what sector? Professional services. We'll say mix of industries. What's the typical size of the companies you're targeting? Small businesses. How to identify winnable RFPs, red flags, qualification, time and resources. So all of these things are in here. And then we'll tell them to sign up for a booked call strategy session and get a list of upcoming RFPs that you can bid on and win. So this is just like an additional stage to the funnel. And if they say yes, then we would take them to that. The name of the lead magnet, stop losing government bids. There we go. I like that one. Focus on value delivery. That's it. So this is the prompt. See how Claude is just doing all of it. This is for Lovable. So these are the brand colors, like from the brand kit that this particular person has. So it's going to build it in those colors and it's just going to look way nicer, right? Now, what's super cool about Lovable is you can embed videos, you can embed photos, you can build pretty awesome stuff with it very quickly. Now, I'm just going to copy this and I'm going to take it to lovable.dev and I'm going to create a new project. Just pasting it, and this is credits based and it's going to just create the page for me right now. Generally, I would send it to planning mode. I would have just pushed this button here to plan it out first, but this is going to be so fast. Like, it's just going to build it out for us right away. It's doing all the work right now. Should almost be ready. Okay, so I'm going to hit preview. All right, and here's our page right here. Here's the get the free guide. They would hit here, they would enter their information. I'm going to integrate this into Typeform so that all of the information goes to our Typeform. Hide myself so that you can see it better. The copywriting is perfect. RFX advisors, stop burning cash on government bids. You'll never win. Get the proven framework that shows small contractors exactly which RFP to pursue and which ones to walk away from. Plus a free strategy session with your personalized list of winnable upcoming contracts. Sound familiar? Then it talks about all of their pain points right here. Everything you need to win smarter, all of the bonuses that we give them, and there's the registration page. Now, what's super cool about this is that you can just click down here and it just links right into this. Now, I'm gonna ask it to integrate into my CRM because ideally you wanna do this into a CRM. So it would go into a system where all of this information is archived. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save that to the next video because it's a little technical, but we'll do that on the next video. If you're just starting out, I'm gonna show you a cheaper and faster way of doing it by just using Typeform. Instead of a questionnaire, embed Typeform. Now, Typeform is a completely different piece of software that basically takes the form and it stores it on Typeform and it's exportable to Excel. So it's essentially a super cheap way of building a CRM when you're first getting started out, like a CRM being a customer relationship manager. Now, we can take a look at what these instructions are and what it's going to do. Then I can just approve it and it's going to build it for us. This is Typeform right here. And it's really easy. I can just create a new form, create a name, an intake form, name, email, phone number, company name, all fields mandatory. There we go. And this is going to build the form for us. AI has been integrated into almost every piece of software now. It just makes things a lot easier. So what's your full name? What's the name of your business? What's your phone number? Which company do you represent? Apply. And we can take this now. Copy the link. Take it back to Lovable, add the prompt, hit send. There we go. Now it's going to take that form and it's going to embed it into this landing page. And all of the details that are filled out on this form will now be captured. So let's publish our website and test it out for ourselves. So RFX try test RF advisors text. Now, right now, I'm just using the Lovable link. You can, of course, tie this into your own custom domain. You just need to have the settings correctly established from your website, and that will happen. And I'm going to hit publish. Now we have a live website. It's got our URL. I can click on get the free guide. It's going to power up the Typeform. I'm going to say Pedro test. I'm going to put my email. I'll put a fake email and it won't work. It will say it's mandatory, right? I'll just put this email here. I'll put a phone number. What company do I represent? Coach of coaches, Pedro. Submit. And that's it. Now we've got a client intake form. Simple as that. Now, where does this information reside? It goes here. Let's take a look at the results. I've had 5 views. It was just me clicking in and out of it. I've had 1 start and 1 submission with 100% completion rate. Let's take a look at the responses. There it is right here. So now I have a way of archiving all of my customer data. Very cheap, very simple. On the next video, I'll show you how to tie it into a CRM because the CRM is incredibly more powerful. It can create email sequences. It essentially becomes a group of salespeople for you to get you in front of your customers all the time. And that's incredibly powerful. Now, sometimes things don't go as planned, and if the build doesn't work, just do your tests, and if it doesn't work, just ask Lovable to fix it. It's as simple as having a conversation with it. If you don't like a color, tell her to change it. If you want to highlight something or bring something up in the page, tell it to do it. Lovable is actually going to be really good at building out the initial thing based on good copywriting principles, but if you want to be super specific with them, you can feed it like Give it copywriting specific instructions for direct response marketing as per Dan Kennedy. So Dan Kennedy is like the GOAT of direct response marketing. So it would know exactly how to write something and build it according to his standards. Or you can ask it to do it according to Russell Brunson's standards. And I mean, Russell Brunson, he built ClickFunnels, which is where I got this from. And he knows how to build a funnel. And if you want to make it a multi-stage funnel, you can ask it to be a multi-stage funnel. If you want to insert a quiz after they've inputted their information, that quiz could be optional, but it's a good way for you to collect more information about your client. And of course, if it's tying into your GHL, into your CRM, you can ask it to connect all of the tags. So every response in that quiz is a tag that you can use as information so that you can create email lists that are specific to that client. So for example, one of the questions in the questionnaire could be, hey, what level of revenue are you at? 0 to 10,000, 10,000 to 25,000, 25,000 to 100,000. Now you can pull different groups within your CRM for specific targeted email campaigns. And that's why we can do this. We can do it very quickly with Lovable. Before Lovable, this was an incredibly complex process. You needed a project manager, you needed a developer, and they always had you kind of squeezed because they had full control over you and they could charge you whatever they wanted because it was so technical. But now even a guy with like a liberal arts degree can do this. So if I can do it, you can do it. Now, what are we going to do with this? It's really simple. We're going to take our link from Lovable and we're going to add it to our social media profiles. Again, we talked about squeeze pages and simple ways of doing things. The most organic way of doing it would be to enter it here on your website. Another way of doing it would be to create one of these little featured sections, add a photo, and have the link go here. So when they click on it, it automatically goes to the squeeze page where you're going to send them whatever resource you promised to send them. Now, in this version, using the Typeform, everything's manual. But of course, in the next video, we're going to show you how to automate it so that you can use your CRM, go high level to make it work. Think of all of the different applications that you can build using Lovable. Just change the prompts. If you want to build a webinar, build a perfect webinar prompt. If you want to build out a VSL, use a VSL prompt. Ask it to make it a high engagement VSL. Ask it to add mini hooks throughout. You can ask Claude to build all these out for you so that you can have the perfect prompt. I hope you've enjoyed this. I'll see you on the next one. Just keep in mind that these tools didn't exist when I started. When I built out my first funnels, it cost me like $9,000, which is insane. And now you can do it for very cheap. I probably used like 10 credits from my Lovable account, and you can get 400 credits for $100. So don't be cheap.